Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another video. Now today's video, it's like a chill video, right? It's about something that I think is pretty important to me, that I think may be important for you guys to hear as well, and that is about the design process and how I start that process, which always begins with paper and pencil sketching. I know, not everybody has the same design process, right? Some people like to start digitally, and that's fine, but I do think it's worth at least considering the paper and pencil application of the design process. It's what I was taught in school, and it's what I've been doing ever since, and I personally think it helps me a lot in becoming a better designer. So if you haven't tried it already, or you kind of dismissed it, I encourage you to give it another chance. So we're gonna be taking a look at my sketchbook, and I'm just gonna kind of talk about like why I think it's so beneficial and just why it's gonna make you a better designer. So I had this one teacher in design school, and he always stressed starting with paper and pencil sketches. He made everybody bring a bunch in every day to class, and there were a lot of people that complained about this. They're like, oh, I wish I could just do it digitally. I could whip out like 100 easy. He's making me do all these by hand, and oh, it's taking so long. But he always said that it was so important, because if you start digitally and you work in a program, you are always going to be limited by that program and the capabilities of the program. So you just never get full creative freedom. For example, if you start your design process in Adobe Illustrator, good luck, man, good luck. You're gonna be pretty limited in a vector drawing software, especially if you're using vector lines, because you have to conform to those lines. Usually starting with vectors is bad because you want to end with the vectors, right? But even starting in a raster program, right? And like the best example of digital drawing probably would be like Procreate on an iPad Pro, because that is a pretty good replication of paper and pencil sketching. Even that has its limitations. You know what, let's run through some of this sketchbook, okay? Oh, here's a good example. So here's a page of sketches that I did a while back, and this is of my actually channel logo. So you can see a couple of them here. I got a bunch of variations, and some of them were building off of like other ones, so there's some similarity in some of these here. And the way I'm going to explain how this was so helpful to me is by explaining how doing this digitally would have been a negative. So if I were to have started this digitally, I would probably get, you know, maybe 5 unique designs, and then from there I would probably end up copying and pasting and changing tiny little things and editing them that way, which is fine. You know, you can do that. But the thing about this, right, if you design one and you really like it and then you want to make a variation, you have to re-sketch that out. There's no copy and paste unless you're using tracing paper, which you can if you want. You could. It's not going to be exact. It's not going to be the same because there's human error involved, right? And that's okay, because a lot of the times you end up with happy mistakes that way. And maybe you draw it and you're trying to replicate it and change one thing, and then it ends up the line is like too ovally or it's too wide or something. But then it's like, hey, wait a minute. That actually might be a good thing, right? Maybe that's better than the original one. And I would have never known that if I did it digitally and just copied and pasted. Another reason though is there's just so many more things you can do, right? You don't even have to be in a sketchbook. You can just get a piece of paper. Let's say you draw something. Maybe you want to fold the paper, right? And then draw something here, unfold it again. I don't know. Creativity can come in all different ways. Or maybe you draw like some design, then you crumple the paper up, and then when you look at it again, like it's changed now because of the crumple, right? And with all that being said, those are kind of the main points I wanted to bring up today. I think it's really important, right? It's so important to start with pencil and paper, or at least a Procreate and iPad Pro if you have to go digital. There's just something that you lose if you don't have that tactile, hands-on approach to starting design work, and that creativity is just like cut in half if you don't do it. That's really all I got today for the video. It's a short one, but it's a sweet one. Also, I got this snazzy new little microphone right here. If any of you noticed, I am loving it because I can just walk literally anywhere in the video and you guys can hear me crystal clear. That's amazing. Another thing, if you guys care, I got earrings. So pretty sweet. I'm just saying, kind of sweet. Please subscribe if you found the video helpful. I got more videos coming very soon. So I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.